Hey friend! You may remember a few months ago we introduced a really gorgeous knit shawl pattern called Natil by Monica Wesley. We had an outcry from crocheters to please create a version for them. So today we would love to introduce the jaw-dropping crochet version by Johanna Huck called Noel. This crochet shawl, just like the knit version, features a really unique spiral look. It's got this beautiful little picot lacy section, which to me kind of reminds me of vintage Christmas baubles. And then it also has these nice little solid sections. Although you can make this design for any time of year, I think it would be great for any season. This version was made for the holiday season, thus the name Noel, which means Christmas in French. I love Christmas so much. It is my absolute favorite holiday. And I'm even wearing my beautiful little poinsettia Christmas dress that I made for this time of year. Speaking of things I love, I really adore patterns where you don't have to worry about running out of yarn. And you may feel the same way, and this design is one of those. So you can just crochet until you like the size of your shawl, and then you can be done. You don't have to worry about running out of yarn. There is way too much stress in life already to have to worry about that type of thing. And you actually only need 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn to make this entire pattern. We use 2 skeins of our pearlescent fingering yarn, and I love this yarn so much because due to the silk it has in it, it creates a really gorgeous shine and pop to your stitches. This spiraling design really hugs the shoulders and wraps around so beautifully. I think anybody would love to receive it for a gift, but honestly, I don't know how you're gonna give it up because it is so gorgeous. You can download this pattern as well as other knit and crochet patterns at expressionfiberarts.com, and most of our new patterns are actually free for a limited time. So if you would like to get those, as well as some love notes from me and other exclusive coupons, etc., sign up for email updates while you're there on the site. We're also going to go ahead and put the direct links to the pattern as well as the yarn in the description box for you. Today I will be showing you how to get started making this shawl. It features a few simple setup rounds and then 2 repeating body rows. So go ahead and grab some yarn, a bunch of opening stitch markers, a crochet hook, and let's go. To start, we're going to do a magic ring, and to do that, just place the yarn over your fingers like so. Wrap it up and around and pinch the little X that you've made. Then reach under your yarn and pull up a little loop. Now you're good to go to work into your magic ring. What you're going to do is chain 1. Then you're going to work 9 single crochets into that ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now go ahead and grab your tail and cinch that up to make a little tight circle, and then you're going to go ahead and join with the slip stitch to the very first single crochet to finish off your little circle. There you go. For round 1, what we're going to do is start with a chain 1 and then work 1 single crochet into the very first stitch. Next, you're going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. 2 single crochets into each stitch until you have 17 stitches all the way around. I have 5, 16, and 17. When you get all the way around to the end, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to that first stitch to finish off your little round. For round 2, you're going to chain 1 and then work 1 single crochet into the very first stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2. And you're going to repeat that all the way around until you have 33 total single crochets. So just work 2 single crochets into each stitch all the way around. Now you're going to finish off that round by joining with a slip stitch. And we're going to go ahead and move into row 3. Now we're going to stop working in rounds and we're going to start working back and forth in rows. To do that, you're going to go ahead and turn, and you're going to start row 3 with a chain 3. Now we're going to whip out all of our little stitch markers. I like to have them all opened up and ready to go. Place a stitch marker into that chain 3. Then chain 2. Skip the first 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this one, skip the next one, and picot into the next stitch. To work a picot, you work a single crochet, a chain 2, and then slip stitch back down into that original stitch. And a picot just makes a little bloop bloop, super cute. Now chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Skip the next 3 stitches, skip, 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 and single crochet into the next stitch. Now chain 1 and work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2. Now you're going to place another stitch marker. I like to put it through both legs of the stitch. Now skip 1 stitch and you're going to work a half double crochet V into the next stitch. Half double crochet V is half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, all into that same stitch. We're going to repeat that. Skip 1 stitch, work a half double crochet V into the next stitch. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. And that is another little V, and then skip the next stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, place another stitch marker into that chain, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, and we're going to repeat what we just worked. Picot into the next stitch, which is single crochet, chain 2, jump back down into that original stitch with a slip stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1 and work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2. And you're going to grab another stitch marker, place it into that last stitch you just worked, skip 1 stitch, work a half double crochet V into the next stitch, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet into that same stitch, and we're going to repeat that. Skip a stitch, half double crochet V into the next stitch, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. So there's another V. Then you'll skip the next stitch and half double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, place another stitch marker, and you're going to need quite a few of these. Chain 2. Then you're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to go ahead and picot into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 2, dive back down and slip stitch into that original stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to picot into the next stitch. Single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch into that same stitch. Now chain 3, 2, 3, and you're going to place marker 1. And I'm going to use a little sweater stitch marker, and it's got a lower number, so I know that's my first stitch marker, and this is very important. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and place marker 2. I'm going to use a sweater with a larger number, which is 100, so I know that that is marker number 2. Now we'll chain 2, then we're going to turn, and we're ready for the next row. To start the body of the shawl, we're going to begin with row 1, and you're going to skip marker 2. So this is my bigger number, so I know this is number 2, and we're going to picot in the stitch with marker 1, which is down here. So go ahead and work a picot into that chain stitch, which is single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch into that same stitch. Now here we go with the repeat. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then picot in the third chain of the chain 5 space from the row below. 1, 2, 3. So work a picot into that third chain. Single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. And you're going to repeat that across when you have more stitches to your next marker. We're already there. So we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet into the stitch with the marker all the way over here. Single crochet. Chain 1, 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. And you can remove your markers if you like. I'm going to leave mine in for now, and I recommend that when you get started in case you need to rip back, you'll want to know where all your markers are. Now we're going to place another marker into that final half double crochet that we worked. Next up, we're going to work a half double crochet V into the top of each half double crochet V across to the next marker. So here's the next one. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. So a V comes out of a V. Jump over, here's another one. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. So there's a V coming out of another V until you get to your next marker. When you get to the next marker, work 2 half double crochets into the stitch with the marker. 1 and 2. Then you're going to place another marker into that half double crochet that you just worked. Chain 1 and single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to continue repeating that across. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, picot in the third chain of the chain 5. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch back into that chain. That creates our little picot. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet into the stitch with the marker. Chain 1, 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2, and place another marker right there into both little legs of that half double crochet. Now work a half double crochet V into each of the half double crochet V's from the row below. There's 1, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. So there's a V coming out of a V and another V coming out of a V. When you get over to the marker, you're going to work 2 half double crochets into the stitch with the marker. 1 and 2. And place another stitch marker into that final stitch you just worked. Chain 1 and single crochet into the next stitch. All right, we're going to go ahead and repeat again. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Picot into the third chain of the chain 5 from the row below. Single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch into that chain. Once you've worked your picot, you're going to do a chain 5, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to go ahead and single crochet into this stitch with the marker over here. To finish off the row, you'll work chain 3. You're going to place a marker into that chain you just worked. Chain 2, then you're going to turn. To work row 2 of the body, you're going to start with a picot into the third chain of the next chain 5 space from your row below. So single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch. I'm going to go ahead and grab both of those legs. Slip stitch into that same chain. And then chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to repeat that all the way across to your next marker. Jump on over and work a picot into the third chain of the next chain 5. Single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch all into that same chain there. And then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here we are at this next marker, and you're going to go ahead and work a single crochet into that stitch. And then chain 1. Now 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. And place another stitch marker right into that final half double crochet that you worked. Next up is a half double crochet V into the top of each of the half double crochet V's. So here's one right here. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. So we've made a V into our V. Here's another one. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. When you get across and you've worked a V into each V, you're going to half double crochet V into the stitch with the marker. So right here. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. Next, you're going to half double crochet into the next stitch. And then chain 1. And you're going to place another marker into that chain 1. Chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to continue repeating that all the way across our row. So let's do it again. Picot into the third chain of the next chain 5 space, single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, and chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got another chain 5 space, so we're going to work a picot there as well into that third chain, single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when you get across to your next marker, work a single crochet into the stitch with the marker. Then you're going to chain 1 and work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2, and place a marker. There we go, right into that half double crochet, Now work a half double crochet V into the top of each V from the row below. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, so a V on top of a V. Here's another one. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet into the top of this V. When you get to the next marker, work a half double crochet V into the stitch with the marker. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. And you're going to half double crochet into the next stitch as well. That was a single crochet. Half double crochet into the next stitch as well. Chain 1 and go ahead and place a stitch marker into that chain, then chain 2. And we're going to go ahead and do that again. Picot into the third chain of the next chain 5 space, single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch down into that same stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and jump across. We'll do it again. Picot into the third chain of the next chain 5, single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to work a picot into the stitch with marker number 2. And if you remember, I had a smaller number and a bigger number, so the bigger number for me is marker 2. This is why that was important. So you're going to work a picot into that stitch. Single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch, chain 3, 2, 3. You're going to place another marker. This is your marker 1. Into that third chain, then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to place marker number 2. Like so. Then you're going to chain 2 and you're going to turn. And you're ready to repeat those rows. So this might be looking a little wild at this point since I've left all of my stitch markers in. I think that's important when you get started, just to make sure you can rip back and still have your stitch markers in place if you need to go back and try again. What you've got is an open section here, and that's going to continue to grow. You've got your 2 more textured solid sections here and another open section here. So it's just going to continue growing, making your shawl like so. And then you just continue repeating those 2 rows until the shawl is the size that you like. Also, the pattern does include 2 different options for you for a border. You can do the more beginner version, or there's a more intermediate option for you, so you get to choose when making yours. And all of the instructions for how to work those borders will be included in the pattern PDF when you download it. We hope you enjoy making it, and if you do, please post and tag us so that we can see and ooh and ah. We always love to see what you make. Have a marvelous day today, friend, and remember your worth and your beauty, and try to find some time to crochet today. Thanks for being here with me, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.